Greetings, my fellow gamers. I am Wraith King. Apologies if today's video is a little low-key. I'm trying my best. Just still kicking it back into third gear. I'm coming back. Tomorrow's going to be a 7 nights video, I promise. But alright, today, I'm just going to make a nice, chill, just a chill talk video. That's probably what I'm going to call these, is when I just talk about a subject that's been floating around in the internet for quite some time. And that is how bad AFK games are. How bad mobile games are in general right now, as far as creativity is concerned. It's a very, very rare occasion where we actually get a game that's creative and actually has love put into its creation. Most mobile games that we have seen come out today have been fake and have been hollow shells of what they are supposed to be, which is fun, enjoyable, and entertaining. Something you can come to all the time and not feel pressured to do anything besides have a good time. And AFK games are probably the greatest example of that. The most recent being AFK Arena, but one of the first had to be God's Rush, to my memory. God's Rush was one of those games you could just come back to all the time, and it did everything I mentioned earlier. It was a simple, fun mobile game that you could come back to at any time. You weren't forced to buy anything. It was just meant for your enjoyment and entertainment, and that's exactly what God's Rush was. Unfortunately, every other game after that followed that a little. It took inspiration from God's Rush, and it did twist the mechanics a little bit. The most prominent that I can remember was Final Fable. The game had an amazing score, great characters, but its monetization was again based around a premium character, premium character elements called Dark and Light. These characters had amazing stories behind them, but what made them irritating was the limitations behind them. You couldn't exactly get many of them, and the ones you did have, you had to wait for the banner to even appear. And for those of you who don't know what a banner is, in gacha games there is a specific character that has an increased drop chance every week or so. But in Final Fable, it wasn't every week. It was whenever the developers felt like it. Whenever they felt like changing the banner, they would change it. Sometimes it might be 2 months, sometimes it might be a week. You never really know. And that's what really put the nail in the coffin for Final Fable, as it did die very shortly after its release, although the game itself was beautiful. It was an amazing game. The graphics, the score, the art was very stylized. But the most memorable to me was the music and the story. But fast forward a little bit to now, where many AFK games have been released, but the most popular to this date is AFK Arena. We all know AFK Arena very well. It's one of the most popular games of today. We all see it in ads, we see it on YouTube, people playing it. We all have a good time. There's even figures and sculptures have been released, and many merchandise of their kind have been released to this day. This is quite possibly one of the most popular AFK games I have ever seen, although it was not the first, and to my knowledge it is definitely not the best. Although it is good, I have played a lot better than AFK Arena. Some definitely could have been better. Like I said, Final Fable, although I did appreciate the story in Final Fable a little bit more than I do in AFK, the monetization was high-rate robbery in Final Fable. But in AFK Arena, is it any different? Well, let's talk about it. In AFK Arena, it follows the exact same formula as Final Fable did, with the Dark and Light heroes being the premium, and the lesser elements, I guess, are lesser somehow, even though, in reality, all light can really do is hurt your eyes, when fire can hurt your entire body and disintegrate you. AFK Arena is definitely a peculiar game, and its monetization is probably one of the greediest I've seen. Now, the game has gotten a little bit better with its Dark and Light characters, as you can earn them through numerous activities in the game, and of course the gacha. You have a small chance of receiving any of them through the gacha, but you can still get them through there. You don't have to wait a month for their banner to appear. They all have a chance to drop from this gacha. But it's a very, very small and slim chance. And thankfully, they have come out with other ways you can get them besides the gacha, like PvP and PvE activities. There are many of them throughout the game, and yes, you can obtain Dark and Light heroes through these memes. And before you say it, I understand they're not called Dark and Light characters in AFK Arena. They're Hyposians, and I forgot the name of the light characters, but at the end of the day, it's the same formula. We've seen it a million times. They're dark and they're light characters. But I must admit that AFK Arena has very stylized designs in their characters. Their heroes are all very beautiful and easy on the eyes. And I'm not going to criticize AFK Arena without mentioning how amazing these characters can be. But unfortunately, my praise does end there, as AFK Arena is just an endless grind. And even then, the game still seems to be greedy, as you need multiple copies of the same hero if you want to upgrade your favorite heroes. And let's say it is one of the Dark and Light characters, like mine is. I need to find multiple copies of this character if I want to upgrade him and use him at all. Right now, I found him, but he's not powerful enough for me to use him in the game. I need to find more copies of him and upgrade him if I want to continue to use this hero, which means either spending hours and hours of grinding in the arena, the PvP in this game, to get this hero, or spend hundreds of thousands of dollars into the gacha and never get him. This gameplay loop is probably one of the most brutal I have ever seen, and AFK Arena is not the only one. There are numerous, and I mean numerous, different AFK games that have the same gameplay loop, and they have yet to change it. And this is where the problem arises. AFK Arena is one of those free-to-play games that is extremely popular. And I'll use Warframe and Destiny as an example. Both of those games are free-to-play. Yes, they have a bigger history, and I would say that they do have a bigger budget than AFK, but then again, you have to realize how popular AFK Arena is. It's making a lot of money, and I mean a lot. Not Fortnite levels of money, no, but it is making quite a bit. It has a high budget, so they can afford to be a little bit more free to play, as a lot of their players are old and have been playing this game for quite some time and will continue to play it. And if they make their game a bit more kind and a bit more free to play, I have a feeling more people will praise it, more people will be playing the game and focusing on it. And hey, I might even make YouTube content on it. If this game ever becomes anything like that, I will 100% play it, and I will praise the developers for making the game in such a way. But right now, as of recording this video, it still is a bit greedy at times. And I do like this game, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of beautiful things in AFK Arena, but AFK games in themselves, not AFK and AFK Arena in itself, but other games like it, are all basically the same formula. They're all the same Dark and Light heroes, the same UI. It's just a reskin after reskin after reskin, and they never seem to change anything up. And that's where a lot of these games have their issue. They want to make money. Whenever a developer says, I want to make a game, a mobile game developer rather, they usually look to whatever they can find that's already made. It's already basically there. The skeleton is already there. All they have to do is put the skin on it. That's all they really do. They don't worry about building their own game, making their own structure with their own mechanics and their own brand new UI. No, they focus on what's already made because of budget, and I understand that entirely, because making new mechanics, programming a new game isn't easy. A lot goes into that. I've dived into a little bit of that myself, as I have mentioned before. It's not easy. And if you could have ready-made mechanics to your disposal right then and there, that's a win-win right there. You have ready-made mechanics, you have this idea in your head, all you have to do is reskin it, and voila, you got your new game. But speaking of budget, we're going to talk a little bit more about the advertisement here, and then I'm going to have to end my video. Advertisements are absolutely appalling in mobile games. We see them all the time. But AFK games have to have been some of the worst I've seen. I have seen absolutely disgusting and false ads for both this game and other games like it. Maybe AFK Arenas was a bit more false opposed to the disgusting half, but I have seen many other games like AFK Arena that have showed me ads that I just can't believe YouTube allows. And most of the budget that they have, the real budget that they have, goes directly into these advertisements. They do not invest into their game, no, but they spend thousands and thousands of dollars of what they could be spending to upgrade their engine, to upgrade assets, to change the way the game looks, make the UI look a lot better, make the effects look a little bit more endearing. No, all of that money goes directly into advertisement, and you can see it. Some of these games create entirely new assets and 3D environments simply for a 30-second ad that doesn't display anything that's in the game, and the cutscene in the ad may not be in the game at all either. It's simply created for the sake of clicks. Now, when I first started playing mobile games, I have never seen anything like this before, which was around 5 or 6 years ago when I really started making my YouTube videos. I never really saw ads like this until Game of War. That game, I'm sure you guys know that very well, started sexualizing their ads, and then before you know it, literally every other mobile game started doing the exact same thing. But it only got worse, to the point where none of the cutscenes in the advertisements were ever shown. None of the characters that were in the advertisement were as active in the game as they were in the trailer. Some characters just weren't even in the game itself. Mechanics may have been displayed in the advertisement that were not at all ever even thought to be in the game. It was simply created and paid for by the developers so they could make the game look like it's something better than what it actually is. But in reality, we all know AFK Arena is actually a decent game. But the advertisement, it used to be so unbelievably fake that they actually created mechanics that were never seen in the game and to this day are not seen at all. This is something that I hope and pray that we never see anymore, or at least see less of, as it has been getting worse and worse every day. I could go on for hours about how horrible mobile video game advertisements have been. And if you guys want to see me make another chill talk video about how bad mobile game ads can be, right now I'm just referencing them because of AFK Arena's history and other AFK games with their false advertisements. Now, like I said, I could make a longer video if you guys want, but for now, that's all I really have to say about AFK games. Sometimes they can be very, very good. Like there's this newer AFK game, I believe it's called Zombie World or something like that. It's a zombie game. The name is extremely simplistic. I wish they could have came up with something a little bit more modern, something a little bit different than just Zombie World. But it's a really, really fun AFK game. There's a lot of new mechanics. The graphics are really fun. It's a really energetic game. This is probably one of the best AFK games I have ever played, aside from AFK Arena, of course. But in the meantime, my fellow gamers, I hope you enjoyed this chill video. Like I said, I'm going to come out with some more funny videos for you guys. I want to get that back. I just felt like it was better for me to just do a chill video today, and I hope you enjoy it. I won't be making more chill talk like this in the future. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing one on those really, really bad mobile game ads. We'll talk about that really soon. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all very much, and Jesus loves you so much as well. Have a blessed day, and take care for me, alright? Bye.